I already recorded this video, but it had no volume, and there's no point of getting mad at that. It's a waste of time and energy. Speaking of wasting time and energy, most thoughts that you have are a risk of wasting time and energy. And I've learned this because I've blown up a few YouTube channels, and I've tried to bring my imagination into reality. What do I want? How do I make it happen? Proof of that is these YouTube channels. But another thing I've been doing is like I've launched an event recently, and so I've been doing sales calls. And on these sales calls, I present the price, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it $1,000. So they're like, all right, yeah, this sounds good, but how much is it? Let me see if I can afford it. And I'm like, it's $1,000. And they're like, okay, blah blah blah. Can I get to you like maybe tomorrow or within a few days to see if it's a good decision for me? I'm like, well, if you're gonna wait till tomorrow, that means you have something to think about, which means maybe would you just want to handle it right now, and maybe we could talk about it together. Like, what do you have to think about? They're like, well, I just don't know if the $1,000. I got to look at, I'm moving and how much money I have and how much money I'm making, and okay. And I'm like, okay, this is one of my favorite things to ask. Think about it this way: if you were to flush $1,000 down the toilet right now, would it negatively impact the important aspects of your life? What you eat, can you still eat food? Do you have a place to sleep? Is it going to change what you eat? Is it going to change where you sleep? Is it going to change who you hang out with? Is it going to change your relationships? And sometimes, very rarely, people are like, actually, yeah. Like, if this is a waste of $1,000, I'm kind of fucked. And at that point, I'm like, okay, this is not for you. I do not want to take your money. But most of the time, people are like, well, honestly, it wouldn't destroy my life. Like, no. I'm like, okay, well, do you genuinely think joining this thing, if it were free, would get you closer to your goals? And they're like, yes. Like, okay, so it's not going to ruin your life in any significant way, and most likely it's going to get you closer to your goals. So what's the holdup? And it's obviously fear, right? You're also bouncing because you're on my lap, by the way. And so this makes me think like most of what we think about is mostly noise. Most of the information we get is kind of just noise. And what I mean by noise, if you don't know what I mean, is shit that doesn't matter, and if it went in one ear and out the other, like white noise, it would not affect your life at all. But it does affect your life because it takes time and energy to think about. And when you have other shit to consider, you consider the shit instead of not considering the shit. Then you wouldn't have any shit to consider. Then you could just focus on what you know to be true and what matters. So all this shit to consider is really fucking us up. That's what I'm thinking. And this is a skill that I've gotten better at over time. And I think it's a valuable skill for most people to learn. But you should take into consideration that it could be just some more bullshit to consider that you shouldn't really be considering in the first place. But anyways, let's get that out of the way. Consider this. The skill of emotionally disregarding something. And so a lot of people will tell you certain things matter. They'll give you information. They'll say, hey, you want to hang out? They'll say, hey, we should go get coffee. They'll say whatever. Or they'll give you some tip to grow your business or achieve your goals or whatever. Or, hey, you got to start meditating. Hey, you got to start journaling. Hey, you got to do this. Actually, this is really important. If you ignored all of it, life most likely wouldn't change. I'm not saying if you ignored all information, obviously. Information changes your life. That's the point. But most of it doesn't matter. And so when we try to learn things and change our behavior based on information we're getting without verifying it's good information, it basically wastes our time and our life because we're spending time thinking about something that doesn't matter. Another thing is if you're consuming information, especially shit that triggers you or makes you feel some kind of emotion, that sucks as well, because then you're feeling an emotion that you wouldn't otherwise need to feel, which takes energy from what you care about in life. So it's really hard for me to get this point across, but the point is you should make it an intention. I think you should make it an intention to improve your ability to emotionally disregard things, because it just takes up space in your life, and there's really no point of it existing. Let's see, does that make sense? I think it makes enough sense. All right, smash like, guys.